Have you ever wondered what truly defines human behavior? Why do we think, feel, and act the way we do? Welcome to today's episode, where we unravel the fascinating world of psychology, its meaning, origins, and relevance to our daily lives. Let's dive deep into the mind. What is psychology? Psychology is often defined as the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. It seeks to understand how individuals think, feel, and act, both consciously and unconsciously. According to Psychology by David G. Myers, this field explores how we perceive, process, and respond to the world around us. Psychology investigates a wide range of topics, including memory, learning, emotions, motivation, and mental health disorders. It uses scientific methods to examine human behavior and applies this knowledge to improve lives. Psychology is more than just theories and concepts. It serves as a bridge between science and human experience. It blends research, experimentation, and observation to offer insights into why people behave the way they do. This makes psychology not only a theoretical discipline, but also a practical tool for enhancing personal growth and well-being. From counseling, therapies, to organizational behavior, and even sports performance, psychology provides valuable frameworks for understanding and influencing human actions. One of the key perspectives in psychology is humanistic psychology, which emphasizes personal growth and self-actualization. Carl Rogers, one of the founders of this approach, famously stated, "The good life is a process, not a state of being. It is a direction, not a destination." This view highlights the idea that psychology is not merely about solving problems, but also about fostering self-awareness, resilience, and continuous improvement. Psychology is divided into several branches, each focusing on specific areas. Cognitive psychology studies mental processes such as thinking, memory, and problem-solving. Behavioral psychology examines how environmental factors influence behavior. Clinical psychology addresses mental health issues and provides therapy to individuals in need. Developmental psychology explores growth and change across the lifespan, while social psychology investigates how individuals are influenced by others and their environment. In modern times, psychology has expanded to incorporate neuroscience, examining the biological basis of thoughts and behaviors. This interdisciplinary approach has deepened our understanding of the brain and its role in mental processes. Ultimately, psychology helps us better understand ourselves and others. It sheds light on why we feel, think, and act as we do, empowering us to make informed decisions, manage stress, and lead more fulfilling lives. By studying psychology, we gain tools to improve mental health, build healthier relationships, and foster both personal and collective well-being. Let's take a moment to dive into the roots and evolution of psychology. To truly understand modern psychology, it's essential to journey back in time to trace how this fascinating field developed. The word psychology itself is derived from two Greek words, psyche, meaning soul, and logos, meaning study. In its earliest form, psychology was seen as the study of the soul, an abstract concept that was both mysterious and central to human existence. This focus was deeply philosophical, rooted in the beliefs of early thinkers who sought to understand human nature beyond the physical world. However, as time passed, the scope of psychology began to shift. The study of the soul gradually gave way to the study of the mind, behavior, and mental processes, reflecting a more scientific and empirical approach to understanding human beings. This transformation was not immediate. It took centuries of philosophical and scientific inquiry to reshape psychology into the modern discipline we recognize today. One key figure in this shift was William James, a pioneering psychologist who made significant contributions to the field. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, in his groundbreaking work, The Principles of Psychology, published in 1890, James introduced several important ideas that would shape the course of psychological theory. He emphasized the importance of consciousness and its ability to adapt to the environment. James proposed that the mind is not just a passive receiver of information, but an active agent that works to help individuals adapt and function in the world around them. This idea laid the foundation for a school of thought known as functionalism. Functionalism, as introduced by James, focuses on the purpose and function of mental processes rather than their structure, rather than asking what is consciousness or what is the mind made of. Functionalists were more interested in understanding how does consciousness work, and how do our thoughts and behaviors help us survive and thrive in the world. The functionalist perspective was a direct response to structuralism, a competing school of thought led by Edward Titchener, who focused on breaking down mental processes into their basic elements. While structuralism sought to understand the components of the mind, functionalism looked at how those components work together to serve adaptive functions. This shift represented a major turning point in psychology's evolution, from abstract philosophical ideas to a more practical and applied understanding of human experience. As psychology continued to evolve, functionalism laid the groundwork for later developments, including behaviorism and cognitive psychology, which further focused on understanding human behavior through scientific methods. The focus on adaptation, purpose, and function would remain central to psychological inquiry for many years to come. So, from its origins as the study of the soul to the present-day exploration of the mind and behavior, psychology has undergone a fascinating evolution. And as we look forward to the future of the field, we can see that the journey of discovery is far from over. The study of the mind and human behavior continues to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Let's take a deeper dive into the various branches of psychology, each of which offers a unique lens through which we can better understand human behavior, cognition, and development. Modern psychology has grown into a multifaceted field, and each branch plays an essential role in addressing different aspects of human life and experience. Number 1. Clinical psychology. Clinical psychology is one of the most widely recognized and impactful branches of psychology, as it directly addresses mental health and well-being. This field focuses on diagnosing, treating, and preventing a wide range of psychological disorders that can significantly affect individuals' lives. Clinical psychologists work with people of all ages, providing support to those who are struggling with conditions such as depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia, among many others. The role of clinical psychologists extends far beyond simply offering therapy. They are highly trained professionals who use a variety of assessment tools to understand a person's mental health. These assessments can include structured interviews, psychological testing, and observations, which help clinicians identify the underlying causes of psychological distress and determine the best course of treatment. In addition to providing therapy, clinical psychologists develop comprehensive treatment plans tailored to each individual's unique needs, utilizing evidence-based approaches such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, psychodynamic therapy, or humanistic therapy. A key reference in clinical psychology is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, which is published by the American Psychiatric Association. The DSM-5 is a comprehensive classification system that outlines the criteria for diagnosing various mental health conditions. It serves as an essential guide for clinical psychologists in determining whether a person's symptoms meet the diagnostic criteria for a specific disorder. For example, conditions like depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia are included in the DSM-5, and the manual offers detailed descriptions and diagnostic guidelines for each disorder. The DSM-5 provides a common language for mental health professionals, ensuring consistency and accuracy in diagnoses and treatment planning. Clinical psychology is also instrumental in the prevention of mental health issues. Clinical psychologists work in a variety of settings, including hospitals, private practices, schools, and community centers, offering preventive care and early intervention strategies. Early detection and treatment of mental health conditions can greatly reduce the severity of symptoms and improve overall quality of life. Moreover, clinical psychologists may also work with individuals to build coping strategies, resilience, and emotional regulation skills that help prevent future mental health crises. The impact of clinical psychology extends far beyond the therapy room. By helping individuals understand their mental health, develop healthier coping mechanisms, and gain insight into their challenges, clinical psychologists play a vital role in improving the overall well-being of society. The DSM-5 is a comprehensive classification system that outlines the criteria for diagnosing various mental health conditions. It serves as an essential guide for clinical psychologists in determining whether a person's symptoms meet the diagnostic criteria for a specific disorder. Number 2. Cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychology is a fascinating branch of psychology that focuses on the internal processes of the mind, particularly how we acquire, process, store, and retrieve information. It delves into understanding how our thoughts, perceptions, memories, and learning abilities shape our behavior. Unlike earlier schools of thought, such as behaviorism, which primarily focused on observable actions, cognitive psychology explores the mental processes behind those actions. It examines how individuals think, reason, learn, and remember essential functions that drive our daily lives. Cognitive psychology became a major field of study largely due to the pioneering work of Ulrich Neisser. Often regarded as the father of cognitive psychology, in 1967, Neisser published his landmark book, Cognitive Psychology, which brought attention to the study of internal mental processes as central to understanding human behavior. Before Neisser's work, the field of psychology was dominated by behaviorism, which focused only on observable behavior, dismissing the mental processes that occur in the mind. Neisser's work revolutionized the field by emphasizing that the mind's internal processes such as perception, memory, and problem-solving are just as important as observable behavior and should be studied scientifically. One of the primary areas that cognitive psychology investigates is memory. Cognitive psychologists explore how we encode, store, and retrieve information. They study how our memories are organized, how we recall information, and how our memories can be altered or distorted over time. This research is critical in understanding phenomena such as forgetting, eyewitness testimony, and the impact of trauma on memory. Another key focus of cognitive psychology is problem solving. How do we tackle complex problems? How do we make decisions when faced with multiple options? Cognitive psychologists study the strategies individuals use to solve problems and make choices, analyzing the mental shortcuts or heuristics we rely on to navigate the world. This research is valuable not only in psychology, but also in fields like education, artificial intelligence, and decision science, where understanding human problem-solving can help create better learning environments, technologies, and systems. Perception is another critical aspect of cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychologists examine how we perceive the world around us, how our brain processes sensory information, and constructs our understanding of reality. This research helps explain how we interpret visual, auditory, and tactile stimuli, and how those interpretations influence our actions and behaviors. Language is also a central topic within cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychologists explore how we acquire language, how we understand and produce speech, and how our brains process complex linguistic structures. The study of language acquisition, in particular, has provided significant insights into how humans learn languages and the mental mechanisms involved in communication. The field of cognitive psychology has expanded to influence a wide range of areas, from education and cognitive therapy to artificial intelligence and human-computer interaction. Cognitive psychologists explore how we encode, store, and retrieve information. They study how our memories are organized, how we recall information, and how our memories can be altered or distorted over time. This research is critical in understanding phenomena such as forgetting, eyewitness testimony, and the impact of trauma on memory. Another key focus of cognitive psychology is problem solving. Number 3. Behavioral psychology. Behavioral psychology is a branch of psychology that centers on the study of observable behaviors and the ways in which they are learned and conditioned. This approach is grounded in the belief that all behaviors are a result of external stimuli and can be understood through the ways in which they are influenced by environmental factors, such as rewards and punishments. By focusing on observable actions rather than internal mental states, behavioral psychologists have contributed valuable insights into how individuals can change and improve their behaviors through external stimuli, whether in the classroom, therapeutic setting, or a clinical practice. The principles of behavioral psychology continue to be a cornerstone of modern psychological practice. Skinner identified two key types of reinforcement. Positive reinforcement, where a behavior is encouraged by providing a rewarding stimulus, for example, giving a child a treat for completing a task. And negative reinforcement, where a behavior is encouraged by removing an unpleasant stimulus, for example, stopping loud noises when a desired behavior occurs. Skinner's concept of operant conditioning expanded upon earlier ideas of classical conditioning, which had been introduced by Ivan Pavlov. The use of reinforcement and punishment has been highly effective in areas such as addiction treatment, where individuals are taught to associate positive outcomes with sober behaviors and negative outcomes with relapsing. Despite its significant contributions to understanding behavior, believe that by manipulating the environment and controlling the rewards and punishments that follow certain actions, they can predict and modify behavior in consistent and reliable ways. This approach has been widely applied in various fields, including education, therapy, and behavior modification programs. In education, for example, behavioral principles are used to reinforce positive behaviors in students, such as giving praise or rewards. When students demonstrate good behavior or complete assignments on time, in therapy, techniques such as applied behavior analysis (ABA) are used to help individuals, particularly those with autism spectrum disorders, by reinforcing desired behaviors and reducing problematic ones. In behavior modification programs, the principles of behavioral psychology are often used to help individuals break bad habits, for example, smoking, overeating, or develop healthier behaviors, for example, exercising, studying. The use of reinforcement and punishment has been highly effective in areas such as addiction treatment, where individuals are taught to associate positive outcomes with sober behaviors and negative outcomes with relapsing. Despite its significant contributions to understanding behavior, behavioral psychology has faced criticism for its focus on observable behavior alone, often ignoring the complex internal processes that also influence actions, such as emotions, thoughts, and cognitive patterns. Critics argue that behaviorism's emphasis on external stimuli doesn't fully account for the ways in which internal factors can shape behavior. However, behavioral principles are still widely used and continue to influence practices in education, therapy, and various other applied fields, where they offer practical and measurable ways to influence behavior and encourage positive change. In summary, behavioral psychology provides a powerful framework for understanding how behaviors are learned, shaped, and modified through reinforcement and punishment. By focusing on observable actions rather than internal mental states, behavioral psychologists have contributed valuable insights into how individuals can change and improve their behaviors through external stimuli, whether in the classroom, therapeutic setting, or clinical practice. The principles of behavioral psychology continue to be a cornerstone of modern psychological practice. Number 4. Developmental psychology. Developmental psychology is the study of how humans grow, change, and develop throughout their lives. This branch of psychology explores the various ways in which individuals evolve cognitively, emotionally, socially, and physically, from infancy all the way through adulthood. It is concerned with understanding the patterns and processes of development that shape a person's psychological functioning across the lifespan, addressing questions such as, how do children think? How do adolescents form their identities? How does aging impact mental health and cognitive abilities? One of the most influential figures in developmental psychology is Jean Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, whose groundbreaking theory of cognitive development has had a profound impact on the field. Number 4. Developmental psychology. Developmental psychology is the study of how humans grow, change, and develop throughout their lives. This branch of psychology explores the various ways in which individuals evolve cognitively, emotionally, socially, and physically, from infancy all the way through adulthood. Piaget identified 4 major stages of cognitive development. 1. Sensory-motor stage, birth to approximately 2 years. In this stage, infants learn through their senses and motor actions. They begin to understand object permanence, the idea that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen or heard. 2. Pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years. During this stage, children start using symbols and language to represent objects and experiences, but their thinking is still egocentric. They have difficulty understanding things from perspectives other than their own, and lacks logical reasoning. 3. Concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years. Children at this stage begin to think logically about concrete events, but their thinking is still tied to physical objects and situations. They understand concepts such as conservation, the idea that quantity remains the same, despite changes in shape or appearance. And 4. Formal operational stage, 12 years and up. In this final stage, adolescents develop the ability to think abstractly, logically, and systematically. They can consider hypothetical situations and engage in advanced problem-solving. Piaget's theory emphasizes that cognitive development occurs through a combination of biological maturation and interaction with the environment, with children actively constructing their own understanding of the world. His work has had a lasting influence on how we understand cognitive growth in children and has shaped educational practices worldwide. In addition to cognitive development, developmental psychology also explores a wide range of other areas. For example, language acquisition is a key focus in this field. Piaget's theory emphasizes that cognitive development occurs through a combination of biological maturation and interaction with the environment, with children actively constructing their own understanding of the world. His work has had a lasting influence on how we understand cognitive growth in children and has shaped educational practices worldwide. In addition to cognitive development, developmental psychology also explores a wide range of other areas. For example, language acquisition is a key focus in this field. Another important area of study in developmental psychology is identity formation, particularly during adolescence. The work of Erik Erikson, a key figure in developmental theory, is often cited when exploring identity development. Erikson proposed that individuals go through a series of psychosocial stages across the lifespan, with each stage presenting a specific challenge. For adolescents, the challenge is identity versus role confusion, where they work to form a stable sense of self. Successful resolution of this stage leads to a strong personal identity, while failure may result in confusion and uncertainty about one's role in society as people age. Developmental psychology also addresses the impact of aging on psychological well-being. Research in this area examines how cognitive abilities, emotional regulation, and social relationships change throughout adulthood and into old age. For example, while cognitive decline may occur in older adults, many individuals retain their intellectual functioning well into their later years. The psychological challenges of aging, such as coping with retirement, health issues, and loss of loved ones, are also important areas of study. It is a field that not only informs psychological theory, but also has practical applications in areas like education, healthcare, and aging, contributing to better support and interventions across the lifespan. Whether studying how a child learns to speak or how an elderly person adjusts to life changes, developmental psychology continues to reveal the fascinating journey of human growth and change. It is a field that not only informs psychological theory, but also has practical applications in areas like education, healthcare, and aging, contributing to better support and interventions across the lifespan. Whether studying how a child learns to speak or how an elderly person adjusts to life changes, developmental psychology continues to reveal the fascinating journey of human growth and change. Number 5. Social psychology. Social psychology is a branch of psychology that focuses on understanding how individuals' thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are shaped by the presence, actions, and expectations of others. It explores the ways in which our social environment influences our perceptions, attitudes, and interactions, highlighting the powerful role that social contexts play in shaping human behavior. Social psychologists investigate a wide range of topics, including group dynamics, social influence, prejudice, conformity, and interpersonal relationships. One of the most famous and influential studies in social psychology is Stanley Milgram's obedience experiments. Conducted in the early 1960s, Milgram's research aimed to explore how far people would go in obeying authority figures, even when asked to perform actions that conflicted with their personal morals. In his experiment, participants were instructed to administer what they believed were increasingly severe electric shocks to a person who was actually an actor and not being harmed. Milgram found that a significant proportion of participants were willing to obey the authority figure's commands, even when they thought they were causing harm to another person. This groundbreaking study revealed the profound effect that authority figures can have on behavior, and it has been cited as a powerful demonstration of how individuals may act in ways they would not normally consider when pressured by social authority. Another key concept in social psychology is social influence, which refers to the ways in which people are influenced by the behaviors, attitudes, and opinions of others. Social influence can take many forms, from conformity, where individuals adjust their behavior to align with the group, to compliance, where people agree to requests made by others. A well-known study in the realm of conformity is Solomon Asch's conformity experiment, where participants were asked to compare the length of lines in a group setting. The study demonstrated how individuals were likely to conform to the incorrect answers given by others in the group, even when the correct answer was obvious. This showed how powerful the desire to fit in and avoid conflict can be, leading individuals to override their own perceptions. Group dynamics is another key focus of social psychology, exploring how people behave when they are part of a group. Social psychologists investigate how groups make decisions, how group cohesion is maintained, and how groupthink and irrational or dysfunctional decision-making process can occur. Groupthink occurs when the desire for harmony and conformity within a group leads to poor or irrational decision-making. This phenomenon can result in groups making risky or morally questionable decisions, because individuals prioritize consensus over critical thinking. Historical examples, such as the decision-making processes surrounding the Bay of Pigs invasion, have been cited as instances of groupthink. Prejudice and discrimination are also important areas of study within social psychology. Social psychologists explore the roots of prejudice, the unjustified negative attitudes toward a group of people, and discrimination, the harmful actions or behaviors based on those prejudices. They examine how stereotypes, oversimplified beliefs about a group, are formed, maintained, and how they influence individuals' behavior toward others. Research has shown that prejudice can be learned through socialization, and that it can have significant social and psychological consequences for both the targets of prejudice and those who hold biased views. Interpersonal relationships are also a central focus of social psychology. Social psychologists examine how relationships are formed, maintained, and dissolved. The study of attraction, love, and friendship reveals the underlying factors that influence whom we are drawn to and how we build connections with others. Research has shown that proximity, similarity, and reciprocity are key factors in the formation of relationships, while factors like conflict resolution and communication play crucial roles in maintaining healthy relationships. Finally, social psychologists also explore social roles, the expectations and behaviors associated with a particular social position. These roles can be influenced by culture, societal norms, and context. For example, the Stanford Prison Experiment, conducted by Philip Zimbardo, demonstrated how individuals could quickly adapt to social roles, and how power dynamics within groups could lead to abusive behavior. The participants who were assigned the role of guards became increasingly abusive toward the prisoners, while those assigned the role of prisoners became submissive and distressed. This study highlighted the powerful influence that social roles can have on behavior. In summary, social psychology offers deep insights into how our behavior is shaped by the social context and the people around us. From understanding how authority influences obedience to exploring how group dynamics and prejudice shape our actions, social psychology helps explain why we act the way we do in social situations. It provides valuable knowledge that can be applied in a variety of fields, including education, business, law, and mental health. And it continues to illuminate the complex nature of human interactions. Whether examining conformity, groupthink, or interpersonal relationships, social psychology sheds light on the powerful forces that govern our social behavior and how we navigate the world with others. Each of these branches of psychology contributes to our broader understanding of human nature, offering valuable insights into different aspects of our lives. While clinical psychology helps individuals overcome mental health challenges, cognitive psychology explores the inner workings of the mind, and behavioral psychology emphasizes the impact of the environment on actions. Developmental psychology illuminates the growth and change across the lifespan, and social psychology examines how we are influenced by our interactions with others. Together, these branches create a rich, multifaceted picture of human behavior and experience, demonstrating just how diverse and complex the field of psychology truly is. Why psychology matters. Psychology is not just a field confined to academia. It plays a significant role in every aspect of our lives. From the relationships we form to the decisions we make, psychology influences how we think, feel, and act. Understanding psychological principles can help us navigate the complexities of human behavior, improve our personal growth, and enhance our interactions with others. One of the reasons psychology is so important is that it provides insights into how we process information and make decisions. In his book, Thinking Fast and Slow, Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman delves into the dual systems of thinking that shape our judgments and choices. He distinguishes between System 1, the fast, automatic, and intuitive way of thinking, and System 2, the slower, more deliberate, and logical approach. Kahneman highlights how cognitive biases, such as overconfidence, anchoring, and availability heuristics, often lead us to make faulty decisions. By understanding these biases, we can become more aware of how our minds work and make more informed, rational choices in our personal and professional lives. For example, cognitive biases can influence everything from consumer purchasing behavior to how we perceive other people in social situations. Recognizing these biases empowers us to critically evaluate our decisions, avoid common pitfalls, and develop better problem-solving skills. Whether we're making financial decisions, choosing a career path, or resolving conflicts in relationships, psychology helps us understand the forces at play and offers strategies to improve our decision-making. Another crucial aspect of psychology is emotional intelligence, a concept popularized by Daniel Goleman in his book Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the ability to recognize and influence the emotions of others. Goleman argues that emotional intelligence is a key factor in personal and professional success, often more important than traditional measures of intelligence, such as IQ. High emotional intelligence enables us to navigate social situations effectively, build strong relationships, and manage stress. It helps us understand the emotions of those around us and respond empathetically, fostering positive interactions and collaboration. In the workplace, emotional intelligence is linked to better leadership, communication, and conflict resolution skills. In personal life, it enhances our ability to connect with others, resolve misunderstandings, and foster healthy, supportive relationships. Psychology also plays a pivotal role in personal growth. By understanding concepts such as self-esteem, motivation, and behavior change, we can better understand our own behaviors and develop strategies for improving our lives. For instance, theories of motivation, such as Maslow's hierarchy of needs and self-determination theory, provide valuable frameworks for understanding what drives us to achieve goals and fulfill our potential. By applying these insights, we can cultivate habits that promote well-being and success, whether in fitness, career development, or learning new skills. Furthermore, psychology helps us manage stress and mental health. Techniques from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, mindfulness, and relaxation strategies can improve emotional regulation and coping mechanisms, enabling us to handle life's challenges more effectively. Understanding the psychological underpinnings of stress and resilience allows us to cultivate better strategies for managing adversity. Ultimately, psychology matters because it gives us the tools to understand ourselves and others. It allows us to navigate the complexities of human behavior, make better decisions, and lead more fulfilling lives. Whether through understanding our own emotional responses, enhancing our communication skills, or fostering personal growth, the insights derived from psychology are invaluable for anyone looking to improve their personal and professional life. In a world that is increasingly complex and interconnected, psychology provides essential tools for better decision-making, healthier relationships, and overall well-being. By exploring psychological principles, we can gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and use that knowledge to live more intentional and fulfilling lives. Psychology is not just a theoretical concept, it's deeply woven into our daily behaviors and interactions. Let's look at some practical examples to see how psychological principles explain our actions and can help us improve various aspects of our lives. Have you ever found yourself putting off tasks, even when you know they're important? This is a classic example of procrastination, and psychology provides a clear explanation for it through the concepts of instant gratification and delayed rewards. Instant gratification refers to the tendency to seek immediate pleasure or relief, even if it comes at the cost of long-term benefits. For example, choosing to scroll through social media instead of working on an important project might feel satisfying in the moment, but it delays the reward of accomplishing something meaningful. On the other hand, delayed rewards are those that require patience and effort up front, but offer greater satisfaction in the future, like completing a project, getting a promotion, or maintaining good health through exercise. Psychologists suggest that self-control and the ability to delay gratification are essential for success. Walter Mischel's famous marshmallow experiment demonstrated how children who were able to resist the immediate reward of a marshmallow in favor of a greater reward later tended to have better life outcomes in terms of academic success and health. Understanding this psychological principle can help you overcome procrastination by breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces and rewarding yourself gradually, which makes the delayed reward feel more attainable. Another fascinating application of psychology in daily life is the understanding of body language. We communicate not only through words, but also through our nonverbal cues, facial expressions, posture, gestures, and eye contact, which can reveal much about how we're feeling or what we're thinking, often without us realizing it. In his book, What Every Body is Saying, former FBI counterintelligence officer Joe Navarro delves into the science of body language, decoding the unconscious signals people send and receive in their interactions. For example, a person who crosses their arms might be signaling defensiveness or discomfort, while someone who leans in during a conversation might be showing interest and engagement. Understanding these nonverbal signals can greatly enhance your communication, both in relationships and in the workplace. For instance, if you're negotiating or interviewing for a job, being aware of how your body language is perceived can help you project confidence and openness. On the other hand, understanding the body language of others can help you respond more effectively to their needs and emotions, strengthening your interpersonal relationships. Psychology isn't just a subject you study in a classroom, it's a tool for understanding the way we think, feel, and behave. From its roots in ancient philosophy to the cutting-edge research in modern-day neuroscience, psychology continues to evolve, influencing how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. It helps us unravel the complexities of human behavior, offering insights that can improve everything from our personal growth to our relationships and careers. As we've seen, psychological principles like cognitive biases, emotional intelligence, and body language have a significant impact on the way we navigate life. By applying psychological concepts, we can make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and develop stronger, more fulfilling connections with others. Psychology is not just academic knowledge, it's a powerful tool for creating positive change in our lives. So, whether you're interested in improving your mental well-being, understanding your relationships, or enhancing your decision-making skills, psychology offers valuable insights that can make a real difference. Thanks for watching. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more explorations into the fascinating world of the mind. Until next time, stay curious. Keep learning and applying psychological concepts to live a more mindful and intentional life.